everybody, welcome back to Latina Med Life. So glad to have you here. Today we're going to be talking about how I got into my nursing program. So for those of you that don't know me, this has been years in the making. I'm talking blood, sweat, tears, baby, COVID ward, 12-hour shift, 14-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts, phlebotomy, EMT, search and rescue. It's been a journey and it's taken me years to build up the person that I am. So thank you guys for being here for me and helping me on my journey. Now I want to give back and help you on your journey, okay? So we're gonna talk a little bit about the application process, a little bit about how I got in, my grades, all that stuff. So without further ado, let's get into the video. All right. Okay guys, so first and foremost, I got into a school in San Francisco, which actually was my first choice, and I had been rejected by them before, which was, that was tough for me. I wasn't too sure about applying the second time, and again, I've just been so fortunate to have a good support system. My boyfriend definitely motivated me. He was like, you need to shoot your shot. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is shoot your shot. What do I mean by that? I mean, apply to junior colleges. Okay, don't be afraid of the JCs. You can still walk out of that place and be a badass nurse. There are so many nurses who have done their programs through JCs. If you want to get your bachelor's, that's great, but those programs are extremely competitive. So shoot your shot. Apply everywhere, okay? Apply to the JCs, apply to the state schools. I got rejected by a handful of the state schools. That was difficult. I also applied to private schools, so I got into every single private school that I applied to, and that was about 4 schools that I applied to that were privates. So shoot your shot, okay? Don't limit yourself, don't put your eggs all in one basket. Yes, would you like to go to the university within your town? Maybe. If you're someone like me who works, you got bills, you're an adult, you've got to pay for stuff, it is a lot more convenient to go to a school that's close to you, but that's not always the case. And wherever you're at on your journey, maybe you want to go out of state, maybe you want to go to these other places. Good girl, shoot your shot. Girls and boys, shoot your shot. Wherever it is you want to go, don't limit yourself. That's ultimately what I want you guys to know, is just don't limit yourself. For me, this is the last time I'm going to be here in this lovely space that I am in, and I'll be moving to San Francisco in probably the late fall, early winter, because I got a scholarship. And I got accepted for spring of 2026. So because I have some medical experience, they basically said that I can start my clinicals as soon as I start my classes. So I'm very excited for that, and I got a scholarship for $56,000. Okay, so with that being said, let's talk a little bit about grades. Now, my grades, my overall cumulative GPA is not that great. It was a 3.43 to be specific, but my nursing GPA, yeah, my nursing GPA was 3.79, and I'm proud of it because I worked hard for every single bit of it. Try getting through night shift, guys, and having to go to micro lab in the morning. It is tough, but almost a 3.8, but whatever. As you guys know, GPA is so important. Please, please, please find what studying systems, if you will, work for you. So for me, I know that I really like the Pomodoro technique, which is when you study for like 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, study for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, and then maybe after that hour you take something like a longer break, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It's up to you. You can manipulate those Pomodoros too. It's just a famous study technique that a lot of people like to use. So take your studying very seriously, and most importantly, those science courses, anatomy, physiology, chemistry, inorganic, got tongue-tied, inorganic, organic, and biochemistry. I took intro to those. Do well in that, okay? Study. It's gonna be hard. You gotta sacrifice. This is not the time to kick back, if I'm being honest. This is the time to turn it on. This is the time to say, sorry, I don't have time to go to that function. I don't have time to go to that birthday or that party or that this or that. You've really got to make that. If this is something that you want to do, this is something that you just got to go like all in. So know what studying techniques work for you. I really like active recall. It helps me to write something out and to say it out loud. That might not work for you, but maybe you're more of a visual person. Maybe instead of writing it out and saying it out loud, you like to draw it and kind of have that dialogue in your head. It's up to you, truly, but find what study practices work best for you. Okay? On another note, I want to mention that each nursing program is different, and a lot of nursing programs are on a point-based system. So there's all these different factors, right? Your grades, do you volunteer? Do you work in the medical industry? All of that, there's points. And to make yourself a more competitive candidate, obviously you want to make sure that you have a pretty decent spread. So I would advise you to get experience if you can. If you can get experience in the medical field and you have the time to do it, pursue it. I wouldn't wait. I would start building up that. I'd build up those credentials now so that by the time you apply, it's a little bit, you're a more competitive candidate, especially here in California. Yeah, I have known people to leave the state of California, which I don't know if I said that already, but there are people that have literally left the state because they couldn't get into programs here. So make sure that you're doing everything to be competitive. Maybe you want to get some volunteering experience. Good, go volunteer at the local hospital. Volunteer, shadow a nurse. Maybe see what you can do like as a medical scribe, or again, if you wanted to pursue like an EMT program, CNA, FLEB, go for it, do it. Do what's gonna make you happy and what's gonna really make you just shine and come through in this application. So with that being said, I kind of want to go back to like the TEAS and the HESI topic. And on the topic of the TEAS, which I don't know if we got into yet, but on the topic of the TEAS, I took the TEAS one time only, and I got a 73%. Yeah, not the cutest score, but it was passing. I was going to retake the TEAS, and there was a handful of schools that take TEAS at like a 58%. I'm just gonna pull out my laptop here. Okay. So like Channel Islands has a 58.7% TEAS score. San Bernardino has a 70%, San Marcos 71%, East Bay 70%, Stanislaus 70%, CSU Fullerton doesn't accept TEAS, Cal State LA 70%, California North State University 65%. So not every school is going to take TEAS or HESI, but you need to know what is good for your program. And so I'm going to post, of course, the Excel sheet that I used, and thank God my partner made that Excel sheet. He is so organized. He just had all these different categories, and I'm gonna recommend that you guys do the same thing. Okay, you want to make sure that you have your GPA. When does the application begin? When is the school deadline? When is Nursing Cast deadline? When is Cal State? So we literally put everything on an Excel sheet, and that's how we were able to keep track of everything. So I'm going to recommend that when it comes time for you to do your applications, make sure you have all the programs, all the requirements, know who wants a recommendation letter and who wants work verification, because it's going to take time to get these things in. I hadn't worked for a place for like 3 years, and when I had to reach out to them, it was like pulling teeth, but I was able to pull through, and so will you. Okay, now, while we're on the topic of TEAS and HESI, if you have to retake the TEAS or the HESI to get a better score, absolutely do it. Having graduated in 2023 from my community college, as you know, it's 2025, it was 2 application cycles that I had to go through. So, make sure that if your score is subpar like mine was, retake it. Please schedule everything in advance, bring the right IDs, bring everything that you need to bring, okay? For your TEAS or your HESI, they're very strict. They even patted me down, and all my stuff I had to put in a locker. Oh, and also make sure that when you type in your name, that matches everything on your ID. I have 4 names, so sometimes it'll be like Priscilla L. Cadena and then my other last name. But sometimes people get mixed up with that, and especially when I'm starting a new job, for whatever reason, people just use Priscilla Cadena. So anyway, just little things. And make sure too that your transcript entry is crisp, okay? Nursing CAS is so strict. I paid to have somebody who like works for nursing CAS to do my transcript entry, because I had been in community for so long. I didn't know like which courses I should put, like if it was repeat or fail and stuff like that. It was just so many like years of having to go through it, so I just made sure that I had that extra help. I think it was like $80, but it was so worth it. Just because you want to make sure that this time is going to be very stressful when you're going through your application period, so you just want to make sure that you minimize those errors as much as possible and go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. Like, chances are you're going to need letters of rec. Make sure you ask ahead of time, all of that stuff, okay? Chances are you're going to need work verification letters if you are in the medical field. Make sure that you are building good relationships with your employers and things like that. Not all places are going to require, like, some want short answer response, others want like full essays, but really just come through in your writing, because this person can't see you guys. They can't see you, they can't hear you, so you really gotta come through, like you really gotta shine, okay? And I feel like the first time I applied to this school, I did not come through in that essay, and this second time around, you know, I just had to get it done. I just had to sit there and focus and, you know, really, you guys are going to go through the same process. You're going to have to sit and focus and really ask yourself, why do I want to get into nursing school? Why do I want to be a nurse? Like, some of those problems are very challenging. So they're just things to think about, but start those essays and stuff as soon as you can. And know that if you do get rejected, it's not uncommon, especially during your first application cycle. So that's just something to keep in mind, okay, guys? With that being said, again, my journey is going to be so different from yours, but there were gaps where I went to school and then I didn't go to school, and oh man, I got to save up money. Okay, I'm going to take this quarter off and then I'm going to go back. And you know, if you can ease that transition, like just focus on school, just do that. Okay guys, so nursing school applications are very expensive. Start saving money now if you can. In total, I paid about $1,000 on applications alone. So you're gonna have to send those transcripts to all of those schools. You're also gonna have to send your ATI score or your HESI score. You're gonna have to pay for the nursing CAS application, which is separate from the Cal State application. So if you get into your program, there's even more that you're gonna have to pay for. When you accept a school's offer, there's a non-refundable fee, and those can vary. The least expensive amount that I paid was $200, and the most expensive school was $400. So keep all of this in mind when you are preparing for the application, because it's awful to go through that whole process and then not even have the money to pay for it. Keep in mind, guys, that some applications may offer a one-time fee waiver, but not all applications. And generally, this is for low-income folks or people that are in a particular county. So again, this is not guaranteed, and it's generally a one-time use case. So use it wisely. If you can, get some experience, get some volunteering hours in. But ultimately, guys, this is the time to focus and bunker down, because as happy as I am that I got into nursing school, now it's like, oh shit. I've got principles of pharmacology, I have pathophysiology, like now it's getting into the nitty gritty, you know, it's gonna get tough. So I'm here for you guys, always. I have more content I want to push out for search and rescue, more content I want to push out for EMT, phlebotomy, so stay tuned, guys, and I can't wait for you guys to come on this journey with me. It's gonna be a fun one. I mean, flight nursing feels so much closer now. So I hope this helps you so that you can get one step closer to your goal. Alrighty, so take it easy. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next one.